How can I make sure I make money as an actor? Really? Hey, I am so excited. I've been getting hit up on social media with questions about acting. So today I decided I'm going to take a bunch of those questions and answer them for you. I hope it helps you. So the first question I have is, why can I make it as an actor? I've been acting a year and nothing has happened. Should I leave my agent or should I just give up? So, first of all, you're already starting off in a way that is disempowering you. Never ask, why am I not working? Why is it not happening? Why can't I get a break? Those why questions will get you in trouble. Instead, change the question to, how can I be working as an actor? And before you give up, before you're ready to let go of your agent or get back on the bus and go back where you came from, ask yourself the following questions. What am I doing for my career? How am I making myself available as an actor? Do I have the best picture possible that sells me, that represents me, that makes me a type that people want to buy? Am I networking with people? Am I working on my craft? Am I taking acting classes? Am I taking co reading classes? Maybe your audition game needs to be brought up a level, and maybe you don't have the tools right now to get your acting in a place where you can get auditions or where you can book the part. You've only been doing it a year. Give yourself a break. It takes time. People who go to law school, it takes them years to become a lawyer. It takes years to become a doctor. Who said it only takes 3 months to be an actor? If you've been doing it a year, maybe just focus on first getting a commercial agent. That would be really good because then there's not that kind of pressure. They're going for types, they're going for looks. It's not so much about your skill set, it's more about what you look like. So start with commercials. Do you have a commercial agent? Do you have a theatrical agent? How do your agents see you? Those are questions you really need to answer, and then give it your best. Audition for plays, audition for student films, audition for web series. Start making content. Work on a monologue and videotape it and put it up so that people can start seeing what you do. Don't give up yet. There's stuff out there for you if you are persistent, if you're disciplined, if you're working on your time management, and if you believe that you are an actor. Just enjoy the process. I have had 4 callbacks, but I haven't booked anything. Should I move to another agency? I love this question. You having a callback, let alone 4 callbacks, that is cause for celebration. Let me just say, bravo, you're doing good. You got callbacks. It is so hard to get an audition, let alone a callback. I wouldn't get rid of your agent just because you didn't book anything. It sounds like you're getting out there, which is the best you can ask for with an agent. Their job is not to get you the job, their job is to get you interviews. Your job is to get you the job. And sometimes it's not about you. They're looking for a specific type. You have to see the fact that you got 4 callbacks as wins. Those are 4 wins. You not only got the audition, but they brought you back in because they thought what you had was special. You might not have gotten the role because they were looking for someone who was taller, shorter, had shorter hair, was a little more plumped. It had nothing to do with your talent or ability. And if you feel like, hey, I'm going on all these callbacks, but I'm not booking anything, you might want to get coached. Get an acting coach to work with you on the next few auditions and see how you do then. You know, a few years ago, I had 7 callbacks for different pilots. I did not book one. I was so frustrated, so angry. And I didn't realize that that was great. I was up for 7 projects. And each project that I did not get had nothing to do with me. 4 of those callbacks, I made it to the final casting call. They were looking for something else. But what those callbacks did for me was remind me that the casting director believes in me. And so that casting director will call you back. Even if you didn't get the job, they're going to call you back because you delivered the goods. So just know that you are on the right track. Don't give up. Don't get discouraged. Show up to those callbacks happy to be there, excited that you can contribute. Be of service. Those callbacks, those auditions are an opportunity for you to act right there, right then. That's part of the job. We all want to book work, but sometimes we have to allow the process to be. If they're seeing 5 people, only one person is going to get the job. And probably all 5 of them are great. But at the end of the day, they go for what works best for the whole picture, not just for the actor. Just know you're doing good work. And again, I applaud you because 4 callbacks are fantastic. Keep going. You're crushing it. Know that you are crushing it. My friends are booking acting jobs, but I'm not even going out on auditions. I am so frustrated, I don't know what to do. My question to you is, what are you doing regarding your auditions? Are you submitting for things? Are you signed up with Actors Access or casting networks? What are you doing to get yourself in the room? Don't wait for your agent. Sometimes the agent forgets about you. And if you feel like, hey, they're not calling, then you call them. Check in with them. Bring them a gift. Some cookies, some donuts, some bagels, some fruit. Bring them some Starbucks coffee. Ask them what they like and bring them a gift so that you are in their face. You know that expression, out of sight, out of mind? Well, it's like that for actors. Agents have a ton of actors. And if you're not submitting, if you're not connecting with casting directors somehow, if you're not getting calls, sometimes agents forget about you. You have to do your job. Don't just sit there waiting for the phone to ring. You get out there, find out what projects are doing, make a list of maybe 10, 15 shows that are happening right now, either on the streaming services or network television, and send little notes to the casting director. Send your picture and resume to the casting director. Ask for an audition. All of that is your job. Okay? So don't hate on your friends who are booking work, and ask them what they're doing instead of being frustrated. Ask them how they got the job. How did they go up for the audition? Ask them, how they like their agent and what are they doing? Sometimes there are actors out there hustling their butt off and they're getting work, not because of their agent, but they're working because they are doing their job. They are marketing themselves, they're promoting themselves, they are blowing up their social media accounts with things that they're doing, posting little content that they've created about themselves. So you have to do the same thing. Don't get frustrated. Get busy. Come up with a plan, a strategy, because this is your career. I feel inadequate after auditions. I don't know what to do. I'm feeling you, and I feel for you. First of all, if you're coming out of auditions feeling inadequate, you didn't set yourself up right to go into the audition. So my advice to you first is be the thermostat, not the thermometer. A lot of times as actors, we go into the room taking temperature of the room. Do they like me? Am I doing okay? How is this going? No, don't do that. You set the tone. Come in confident, full of yourself. Have your audition ready. Be ready. Be prepared. Figure everything out about the sides. Break it down. Who am I? What do I want? Where am I coming from? Who is this character that I'm talking to? What is my objective or my goal? What is my obstacle from keeping me to get my goal? If you just come up with those and focus on who you are playing and what the story is about, you're going to come out of there a champion. Don't set yourself up with, oh, I should have done this in the audition. I would have done this if I could have done that. No, no would have, no should have, no could have. Just do your work. And when you go in, just do the best you can. And remember to take your joy as an actor in there. Why are you acting in the first place? Don't get freaked out about, I got to get this job. Don't stress yourself out that way either. Go in there and just have fun. Give them what you have and say thank you and walk out knowing that you did your best. That's it. And then get ready for the next audition. Remember, the most important thing for you when you go into an audition or a meeting or even when you get a job, you are the thermostat, not the thermometer. Don't be looking for validation. Give that to yourself. Come in knowing you are a kick ass actor. You are fearless. You do it. Nobody can do what you do. Give them what you got. Give them your best. And those shoulda, wouldas, couldas, bye bye. Love what you do. Do not hesitate. Give them the goods. Leave feeling confident. Next question. How do you go about looking for representation? Great question. I get this asked a lot. First of all, before you prepare to go looking for representation, make sure that you have everything in order. You got a great headshot, you got a great resume, and it doesn't matter that you don't have a lot, but you should have training on there if you've done any plays. And if you don't have a resume that has anything, then create a little bio with your picture. Hi, my name is Lydia Nicole. I'm from New York. I've been in Los Angeles 2 months. I am good at stand-up comedy. I'm great at improv. I've studied with Stella Adler, and on and on and on. Tell them about yourself. You know, where did you study? Are you in class now? Let them know that. So that's part of your package. If you've done a lot of work, when you go looking for representation, you should put an EPK together. An EPK is an electronic press kit. So what you include in it is your picture, your resume. You include any kind of clippings that you may have gotten from doing shows, or maybe you got featured in a local newspaper or magazine. Put all of that in your little press kit. Also, you might have a press release. You might have your bio. All of that goes in your little press kit. Before you actually start looking for representation, do your homework. Research. Make sure you have an IMDb Pro account. You want to have a subscription to that. It runs about $150 a year. It is one of the most important things that you need to have in your arsenal, because that way, when you go looking for agents, you can make a list of other actors that you know that you're similar to, or that you find you're competing with them in auditions. You know, like every time you go to an audition, there's Mary, Susie, Lonnie, and Judy. So then look up who their representation is, because what you don't want to do, unless it's commercials where it doesn't matter, you know, how many actors are similar to you at that agency, because it's all about quantity, not quality. But when it comes to representation theatrically, you really want to have that agent that really just cares about you. Years ago, I was with an agent, and I remember going into an audition one day, and there were 5 other actors that were with the same agent I was with. And I was the one making money for that agent for the type that I played. I was, I was mad. And I booked the job. I didn't say anything until I booked the job, because I knew I was going to book that job. I booked the job, and when I was done, I went back to the agent and I said, look, you have 5 other girls that are going up against me. Either they go or I look for another agent, because you want your theatrical agent to be aligned with you. So in your looking for representation, make sure that they don't have anybody that's similar to you. We're all unique. All of that is great, but then there are parts that, we're going to be going up with certain actors, so we don't want to be with them in that agency. You also want to check on the agency. If they're looking for young people and you're, in your 40s, that's not the agency for you. If they represent diversity and you're a straight white guy, you don't want to go to that agency. If they specialize in A-list clients, A-list actors, they're too big for you. So don't even go there. You want to find an agent that is going to rep you because they can sell you. They feel like they know what you're selling and they can sell you. And that's another thing. Make sure that you know what you're selling so the agent doesn't get confused, because sometimes as actors we think we could do it all and we can't. Be very specific about what it is that you're selling. And we can get into that later because that's part of typecasting and branding, but you have to start out being a type, and then go for it. So are you the ingenue or the leading lady? Are you the character actor or are you the next door neighbor? Be specific about what you sell so when you look for representation, you're ready. Look for those agents on social media and start connecting with them, on their posts. Not, hey, I'm looking for an agent, but if they put up a picture of a cute cat, then say, oh my God, that cat's so adorable. Connect, engage. Don't push yourself on people. Use it to make connection. Get to know people. Let them know you like their work. Let them know you love what they do. But don't come at somebody that you don't even know and say, "Hey, I need representation. Will you rep me?" No, don't do that. Get to know people. And when you're submitting yourself for an agent, do a really nice cover letter. One of my favorite things when I'm looking for representation, and I'll just share this with you, is I usually will pick 3 or 4 agencies out of my list. I usually try to come up with a list of 10 to 12 agencies. And then I will zero in on the agencies that I think I really would do well at. And so what I do is I will bring them a basket of goodies with my picture and resume tucked in it. Or I will have somebody drop it off for me. Sometimes that's even better. And in it, you can do little teas or, little bags of coffee and some donuts or some bagels or some fruit, an assortment of fruit. And just say, hi, my name is Lydia Nicole. I'm looking for representation. I would love to come in and meet with you. That goes a long way. A lot of times, I've never not get called in when I presented a basket. And I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just telling you what I've done that's worked for me. But definitely do your homework before you start seeking out representation. Oh, and I forgot one thing. If you've worked as an actor and you have video on yourself, you got to include it. Give them links of what you've done. There's an agent out there for you. You just want to make sure that you are agent ready. So make sure that you are prepared so that you can be the right client for any agent. How do you make an acting reel? Great question. First of all, you want to have clips. You want to have clips of yourself doing acting scenes or monologues. And then what you're going to do is when you have like 3 pieces or 4 pieces, then you're going to edit them together. And if you're not good at editing, there are places available in the city, whether you're in LA or in New York, that will help you edit your reel. And it shouldn't be any longer than 3 minutes. Keep it quick, in and out. If you've done, several lines on projects with big stars, don't use up the whole time highlighting that star. They're already working. It's about you. Go right to what you're doing. That's the best way to make your reel look good. Focus it on you. What are you saying in the scene? Give us a little bit of that. And again, don't make it longer than 3 minutes. That's like a lot. Another thing is sometimes you don't even need a reel. If you just label your clips, angry mom, teenage pregnant girl, victim, cheerleader, they can just click right to those links. And make sure that with your reel or your links, you put them on your casting sites. Make sure that that you got them up, or on your website, which is fantastic, or on your YouTube page. Create a YouTube page that just has all your links so that people can access them quickly if they need to. How do I network for more opportunities? Ooh, I like that. First of all, you can network with anybody at any time. So you can start networking on social media, depending on who you're looking to network with. If you're looking to network with writers, Twitter is a great place to go network with writers. Again, I'm a big believer in lists. Make a list of the writers that you like and look for them on Twitter. If you're into casting directors, go look for them on Instagram and start connecting with them. If you're looking for directors, you might find them on Facebook or Twitter or even TikTok. So, just go make your list of who you want to network with: casting directors, casting associates, casting assistants, directors, showrunners, producers. Make your list of all those people and then search them on the internet. Have an IMDb Pro account. I can't say that enough. Have an IMDb Pro account that you subscribe to so you can find out where these people are. They're pretty good at giving you a sense of, oh, they're with this agent, they're repped by this agency, their lawyer is this person. And I'll say this one little thing: if you want to connect with a director and you can't find them on IMDb Pro, you can always send the letter to the Directors Guild of America and they will forward it to them. So, just a little tip to let you know if you're looking for a director. And for casting directors, if you have an account with Casting About, they're usually listed on that site with their address so you can reach out to them that way. But networking is all about, just connecting with people, and social media is the best place to connect with people. And if you're out and about, have some business cards made so you can just hand it. I know people say, oh, we don't use business cards anymore, but yeah, we do. So if I'm meeting somebody and I want to stay in touch, I can give them my business card, or I can say, hey, can I get your email? And put it in your phone so that you can then send them a little nice email. Hey, it was nice meeting you. I look forward to seeing you again. Here's a link to my website or my Instagram so you can keep in touch with me as well. That is networking. All of that. But make sure you get business cards. Make sure you have a website, or you have an account on a social media platform that people can get a hold of you, as well as your email. Because we are in technology, so we have to make sure that when we're networking, we have everything, old school, new school, everything we need at our fingertips. What should my first steps be right out of school? I love that question. As you start, you should be looking for acting work, doing student films, web series, plays. Get yourself immersed in working, just training so that you can build up credits. And once you build up credits, start looking at what it is that you do. My favorite thing is explore, discover, and practice. So you want to explore what kind of acting roles you are good at. Then you want to discover where those acting roles fit in, and then practice those roles so that you become a master. So when you go into audition, they are looking for you. You're not looking to get put on a job. They're looking to hire you for the job. Once you establish yourself in a certain role, people start looking for you, and that's the place you want to be. So what is it that you sell that stands you out? You probably took all kind of acting classes at school. You did all kinds of roles, but that doesn't mean in the real world that you'll get cast in all those roles. You want to be very specific about what it is that you sell. Are you the ingenue? Are you the quirky assistant? Are you the person in the lab who's always freaking out? Be very specific about your type and then start, auditioning for roles for that type so that you're building a repertoire. So when you go looking for an agent or you're submitting yourself for casting people, they know that you can do the job because you've got links up on your website or on YouTube that they can look at and go, oh, yeah, I would hire Lydia definitely to play the therapist, or definitely I would hire her to play the nurse. That way, you are setting yourself up. And then start networking with other actors. Young actors, start building a community. That's what you want to do when you get out of school. Build your acting community, your friends, your peers, people that, are looking to do the same thing that you are. You want like-minded people that are out there auditioning, that are out there booking work, because that kind of friendship helps you to grow. You start going, oh yeah, I'm doing this play, I'm doing this. Hey, let's do this. There's nothing like a good, healthy community of artists getting together. And that's how you start as you get out of school. Next question. What should my first steps be moving to LA? So before you decide to move to LA, have a plan. You should not come to LA unless you have at least 6 months of income that could sustain you, so you can get to explore the land, find out where you want to live before you come out. Start researching and looking at the areas, because you want to be maybe not right in Hollywood, but somewhere near that you could drive to any audition you have within a half an hour. You also want to make sure that you have a car when you come to Los Angeles, because if you don't have a car, you're going to be taking public transportation that will take you all day, or you're going to spend so much money Ubering. So you want to have a car, a little hoopty to get you around, nothing fancy, but something that won't break down on you and will get you from place to place. So you want at least, I think, 6 months of income is great, because that way you're not rushing to get a job. You're not feeling like, oh my God, I got to get a job right away. But you can take a couple of months to just kind of feel everything out. And if that's not possible, you definitely want to have at least 3 months so that you paid for your rent, you got food to eat, and then you can start looking for work. The other thing is, look at places of worship that are in LA so you can connect with community, a spiritual community. If you're Jewish, if you're Christian, if you're Muslim, find places of worship so you can start meeting people. For me, church was the place that I connected with, that gave me a sense of community and allowed me to go out and act without being freaked out as much. Not that I didn't freak out, because I did, but it helped anchored me. So you want to have a place of worship that you go to. And then finally, if you have anybody that you know in Los Angeles, start connecting with them, or get on Facebook groups or forums, and start asking people, hey, I'm thinking of coming to Los Angeles. What do I need to do? How would you say the areas are? What are friendly areas for actors? What are areas we should stay away from? Start doing your research. All of that will help you, because what you don't want to do is get to Los Angeles, end up moving in an area that is gang infested or homeless infested, and you're scared to leave your apartment. You don't want that. Maybe before you actually move out to California, to Los Angeles, take a trip. Do a week where you're just, driving through neighborhoods and communities, checking out, what's happening, so that you have a sense of, oh, okay, I'm going to LA. I know that I'm going to get a place in North Hollywood or Culver City, so that you now have an intention. You're not, you don't get to LA and you don't have a clue. Or see if you could stay with friends out here if you have some, that you could stay with them for a week or so, or get an Airbnb so you're not a burden on them, but that maybe they'll take you around and give you, you know, a tour of what's happening in Los Angeles. All of that, being informed before you move out here will really help to set you up to live in Los Angeles in the best way. So you don't have these horrible experiences. You've set yourself up right because you've done your homework. How can I make sure I make money as an actor? Really? No. Well, there is no certainty that you're going to make money as an actor, but if you can get side work doing something else, or maybe working at a production company, working for a casting director, working for a director as an assistant, or just working with people in the business so that you're making money, learning stuff while you are going for your acting career, that will help you immensely. The worst thing I can say to anybody who wants to get into acting is to assume you're going to make money right away. You may, and you may not. But if you have income coming in from another area, you're not desperate. One of the things that happens with actors is they come here wanting to work as an actor. They didn't set themselves up financially, and now they're desperate. And they come into auditions going, I really need this job. They may not say that verbally, but it reeks of them. And what happens is when they come in desperate, everybody can smell it. And you're not going to get the job like that, because you're not really about the job. You're about the paycheck. So you might as well get a paycheck somewhere else. Be a Uber driver, Uber Eats. Do something that is bringing you income and also giving you a little flexibility so you can go to auditions. But don't get caught up in, I got to make money as an actor. Money will come as you are prepared. What is your brand? As you are clear on what it is that you sell as an actor and start going out on auditions, you'll start to book work. But if you come and you have no money and you're desperate, it's not going to work. You're setting yourself up for ginormous failure. So make sure you have a side job, have something, some means of income coming in, something that's legal. Don't do anything illegal, but that's illegal. But just make sure you have an income so that you can go into your acting auditions, or doing plays, or working on web series, or doing student films without feeling the financial pressure, because that messes up everything if you don't have funds. How do I get involved in a student film? Great question. So Backstage is great for looking up for student films. So is Actors Access. So is casting networks. Even reaching out to film schools and asking if you can submit your picture and resume. A lot of them have big books that the students can look through to see who the actors are and cast them. AFI has a book. They're great with you sending your picture and resume. USC has a film department. CSUN has a film department. Columbia College has a film department. And Chapman. I would submit to those schools with your picture and resume. And that's how you start with student films, and get to meet students who are in those departments, because that way, if they know you're an actor, they're going to put you in their work. So that is a good way to start doing student films. Last question of the day. How do I get myself acquainted with casting directors? Very good question. So the first thing is, social media is great to connect with casting directors. Make a list of the casting directors you want to meet, and start looking at their social media feed. What kind of posts do they make? Are they giving tips on casting? Are they talking about their hobbies. What is it that they like to post? And then engage with them on what they like. Again, don't come at them like, I really want a job. Will you cast me in this? Don't do that, because then they're going to shut you down and probably block you from their social media page. But just start engaging. If they're talking about deli and how they like deli food, maybe you can say, oh, I went to this great deli in Santa Monica. It's called Bay City. You should check them out. They have the best sandwiches in all of Los Angeles. Give them tips. That's a great way to acquaint yourself with casting directors. Again, I can't stress enough, IMDb Pro. Get yourself an IMDb Pro subscription so you can look for that casting director, find out what they've done before, then Google them, find out anything you can. Sometimes you can go into YouTube and see interviews that the casting directors have done. So do your due diligence. Find out everything you can about the casting director without being a stalker, but just an inquiring mind. That way you're acquainting yourself with the casting director, and then you can start hitting them up on social media with little questions or just comments or congratulating them on a project they did, just telling them that they do good work. That's a great way to acquaint yourself with casting directors. I hope these questions helped you today. Don't go anywhere. Here's another video with great information just for you.